Hello. My wife and I have been married for 7 years. Overall, we have always had a good relationship. We rarely fight. Of course, we've had our ups and downs, but one of the main issues for her has been that we haven't been able to have a baby. We tried multiple times, but unfortunately, it never worked out. When we first got married, we were happy and comfortable, and over time, we both gained a significant amount of weight. I went from 190 to 240 pounds, and she gained even more than I did. Eventually, we decided that she should undergo weight loss surgery. Years later, she not only lost all the extra weight, but even more than that, which is fantastic, and I am incredibly proud of her. It wasn't easy and still isn't. As for me, I've only lost about 20 pounds. I work 40+ hours a week, commute up to an hour each way, and struggle to find time to focus on my health. Over time, our sex life has declined. I've never had a very high sex drive, whereas she has a much stronger one. In her younger years, she was very sexually active and involved in drugs and partying. She's completely different now, and we don't talk about it much, but it was a major part of her past. On the other hand, I've only been with 4 people in total. I told her honestly that I wouldn't be making a move on her every night just to play a guessing game, but if she wants to, she just has to let me know. I'm always open to it. Additionally, I have some performance issues and don't always finish, but she has never judged me for it, and I love her for that. However, it doesn't change the fact that I feel like I can't consistently perform for her. I've tried Cialis, and it has helped to some extent. Her main complaints in our marriage are that I don't spend enough time with her, don't plan dates, that we don't have enough sex, and that I spend too much time smoking weed and playing video games. Now, onto more recent events. Last October, she was laid off from her remote job. She still hasn't found a new one, has started drinking more, spends more time on her phone, does less around the house, yet complains that I should be doing more. For weeks ago, she came to me and said she needed to have a serious discussion. She asked me to take the next day off work because I might not be in the best place after our conversation. For the next week, I was filled with anxiety, constantly thinking she was going to ask for a divorce. It was all I could think about, and my work started to suffer. My friends noticed that something was off with me. The day finally came, and she told me that things weren't working out romantically and that she wanted to open our relationship. I was completely caught off guard. I asked if she already had someone in mind, and she said yes. I then guessed who it was, and I was right. It was a guy we met at a concert, a drummer in a band, a genuinely good guy. We had hung out at a few concerts, chatted on social media, etc. So she wants to sleep with this guy. Great. Suddenly, everything felt very real. I told her I needed the night to think about it, and I did, a lot. At first, I thought, maybe an open relationship wouldn't be so bad. I'd also get to see other women. As I mentioned, I'm not very sexually experienced. But then it hit me, this wouldn't be an equal situation. Men don't just get no strings attached sex that easily, whereas for women, regardless of looks, age, etc., if they want to sleep with someone that night, they can. I know there's more to it than that, but in that moment, that's how I felt. This wouldn't be fair. She would be out every weekend hooking up with other guys, and I'd be sitting at home feeling depressed and alone. The next day, we talked again. I told her I couldn't accept this arrangement, then broke down completely, ugly crying, telling her how much I loved her and needed her. I apologized for everything and asked what we could do to fix our marriage. She was supportive and said she hadn't realized I still had such strong feelings. Then I asked if we could try counseling, and she agreed. She asked if she should stop talking to our friend. I asked if they had already discussed the idea of sex, and she said no. They hadn't. I told her it was completely fine to be attracted to a friend and that she didn't have to stop talking to him. The next day, one of her old friends, an ex-boyfriend from when they were teenagers, had a family emergency. His father was in a serious motorcycle accident, lost a leg, and would need major life adjustments. The friend was overwhelmed and needed help setting up his house to accommodate his father's new needs. She asks if she can go help him set everything up, clean the house, and organize things. I tell her sure, but he lives far away, so she wouldn't be able to come back the same day. The plan was to leave on Wednesday and return on Thursday. Her mom lives nearby, so she was planning to stay with her overnight. As Wednesday gets closer, more details start coming out. She suddenly says, "Hey, would you mind if I just stay over at his place? He has 2 beds, nothing's going on, it'll just be easier." Red flags are going off in my head. but she has never given me a reason not to trust her, so I decide to trust her. I tell her, sure. Also, maybe this is reductive, but the guy is not attractive. He smells terrible, he has meth teeth, and he's dumb as hell, so I wasn't really worried. If that makes sense? Wednesday comes. I'm at work, come home, and text her, how's your day been? What did you get done? She sends me before and after pictures of the rooms she cleaned. Cool, great. I enjoy my evening, play a game, whatever. Then she sends me a picture of her eating dinner. They ordered takeout. She's holding a to-go plate and a beer. Normally, she's fine when she drinks, but if she drinks too much, she tends to make bad decisions. Like I mentioned earlier, she has been drinking more lately. So many red flags going off, I don't know what to do. But I trust her, so I just say, looks great. Hope you're having a good night. Even though what I really wanted to say was, don't overdo it with the drinks. Maybe you should go to your mom's. Or, I'm not comfortable with this. That was the last time we talked on Wednesday. I text her in the morning. Hey, how did last night go? What's your plan for today? She replies, I'm taking a shower and heading home. My anxiety is through the roof. I'm at work trying not to lose it. She comes home. I check the Ring camera and see her coming through the front door. I analyze everything. She looks normal, maybe a little drained, tired. I get off work, come home, and she's acting like a completely different person. Ever since the initial conversation about opening our relationship, she's been cold toward me. But today, she greets me at the door, hugs me. Way too nice. More red flags. Then she asks if I could take the day off work tomorrow, Friday, so we could spend time together. Now, I'm fully suspicious. I tell her we need to talk, and we move to another room. That's when she confesses. She drank too much and slept with her ex. She apologizes over and over, says she's never cheated on anyone before, doesn't know what happened, can't remember it all, etc. I am furious. I fucking knew this shit was going to happen, and I let it. I ask if they use protection. Of course not. She took a Plan B pill. I tell her she's going to get STD tested tomorrow. I am fucking disgusted. With this guy? I'm trying to hold it together. I tell her this isn't the end of the world, but I cannot forgive her for this, and I don't know if our marriage will survive it. For some extra background. In my previous marriage, I had 2 kids. My ex-wife cheated on me multiple times, and the last time, she got pregnant by another man. That was the final straw. I divorced her. I told myself I would never let myself be disrespected like that again. And here I fucking am. We're in the process of starting marriage counseling. We did the intake session and are waiting for our first appointment. After everything, she was nice to me for 2 days. Then she went right back to being cold, telling me to do everything around the house. Since she cheated, I have planned 3 dates, and she has been ungrateful, even complaining during them. Writing all this out is actually helping. I can't stop thinking about whether I should divorce her. I don't deserve this. But here's the problem. We own a house, we have a lot of debt, 9 pets, and she's not working right now. If we sell the house, we might be able to pay off our debts, but then I'm back at square one, trying to find a new home and start over. I'm fucking exhausted. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Feel free to ask questions. I'm happy to talk about everything. I just don't really have any real-life friends I can discuss this with.